Imagine walking into a room and effortlessly drawing attention, not because of flashy looks or practiced pickup lines, but because of the quiet power of your mindset. The truth is, women are naturally drawn to men who exude confidence, authenticity, and purpose. It's not about trying too hard or putting on a facade. It's about cultivating simple yet powerful mindsets that attract women without even needing to flirt. These are the subtle shifts that radiate self-assurance and make you irresistible in the most genuine way. When you master the mindset to attract women, you're not just enhancing your appeal, you're building a foundation of self-worth that transforms every area of your life. From the way you carry yourself to how you interact with others, your energy becomes magnetic. Curious to know what these game-changing mindsets are? Dive into the list below and discover how to unleash the version of you that women can't help but notice. Number 1. Pretend to the whole world that everything is fine. What if I told you that the most attractive men in the room don't have all the perfect lines or an unshakable air of mystery? Instead, they possess a simple yet profound belief. No matter what happens, everything will be okay. Think about it. How often do we overthink social interactions, fearing rejection or awkward moments? Successful men know these fears are natural, but they don't let them define the moment. They embrace the uncertainty and see missteps not as failures, but as opportunities to grow. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic philosopher, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This mindset is a game changer in relationships, especially when meeting women. Let's paint a scene. You're at a party. You muster up the courage to approach someone, but the conversation fizzles out, leaving you standing there, unsure what to say next. What do? Do you retreat, overanalyzing every word? Or do you smile, take a breath, and remind yourself, this is just a moment. It doesn't define me. When you approach situations with the belief that things will work out, your body language changes, your shoulders relax, your tone softens. You exude an energy of calm confidence. This composure is magnetic. It puts others at ease and fosters genuine connection. But how can you cultivate this mindset? 1. Reframe failure as growth. Instead of dreading rejection, see it as feedback. What worked, what didn't. Each interaction becomes a stepping stone. As Thomas Edison famously put it, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." 2. Embrace the present moment. Anxiety often stems from focusing on outcomes you can't control. By staying present, you'll engage more authentically. Try asking yourself, what's one thing I'm curious about this person? Genuine curiosity disarms tension and sparks meaningful conversations. 3. Practice resilience. Daily. Step outside your comfort zone regularly, whether it's starting a conversation with a stranger or trying something new. The more you challenge yourself, the more you'll internalize the truth that everything will be okay. For example, a friend of mine decided to start conversations with at least one new person every day for a month. Some went great, others were awkward. By the end, he realized the world didn't collapse when things didn't go perfectly. Instead, he became more relaxed and approachable, a quality women found irresistible. 4. Find humor in the moment. Awkward moments don't have to be deal breakers. Sometimes acknowledging them with humor can create a deeper connection. If you spill a drink or forget what you were saying, laugh it off. Well, that wasn't my smoothest move, was it? Humor shows confidence and self-awareness. When you carry the belief that everything will be okay, you're not just convincing yourself, you're signaling to everyone around you. Women, in particular, are drawn to men who are grounded and emotionally secure. Why? Because they know they can relax, be themselves, and feel safe in your presence. So, the next time you're faced with a social challenge, pause and ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? Chances are, it's far less dire than you think. Embrace the lesson, smile, and keep moving forward. As Eleanor Roosevelt said, do one thing every day that scares you. The truth is, life and relationships aren't about perfection. They're about showing up, learning, and enjoying the journey. And when you believe that everything will be okay, the world becomes a place of possibility, not fear. Number 2, you don't need to look at them. They will turn their heads to look at you. Have you ever stopped to ask yourself why you're so focused on proving your worth to others? Why the need to convince someone, especially women, that you're valuable? Let me be clear, you don't need to prove yourself to anyone. Period. Society often feeds us the idea that men must demonstrate their high value to win over women. But here's the truth. Trying too hard to showcase your worth screams insecurity. And insecurity is the exact opposite of attraction. The most magnetic men aren't the ones shouting about their accomplishments or bending over backward to impress. They're the ones who are grounded, confident, and unapologetically themselves. Think about it. Would you trust a leader who constantly seeks validation? Or are you drawn to someone who moves with quiet confidence, rooted in their identity? 1. The Stoic mindset of self-validation. The Stoics believe that your value is determined by your actions and inner character, not by external opinions. Marcus Aurelius famously said, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own." When you stop caring about proving yourself, you unlock something rare: self-respect. And self-respect radiates outward in a way people can't help but notice. Women in particular are drawn to men who exude this kind of quiet strength. 2. Flip the script. Instead of asking, "How can I get her to like me?" try asking, "Do I even like her?" This isn't arrogance, it's discernment. Attraction should be a two-way street. When you approach interactions with curiosity rather than neediness, you signal confidence and self-worth. Take this example. Imagine you're on a date, and instead of boasting about your job or hobbies, you ask thoughtful questions that reflect genuine interest. You're calm, not fidgeting for approval. The woman starts opening up. Why? Because your energy says, "I'm secure in who I am, and I don't need to prove it." 3. The science of confidence. Studies in psychology show that self-confidence correlates strongly with perceived attractiveness. When you act from a place of internal validation rather than external approval, you naturally appear more attractive. Confidence, not cockiness, is key. Consider this. When Steve Jobs presented Apple products, he didn't waste time convincing the audience why they were revolutionary. His belief in his product was so strong that people naturally followed. You are the product in your life. Believe in it. 4. Practical advice. Work on your inner self. Confidence isn't built overnight. Develop habits that build self-respect. Exercise, learn new skills, and set goals. Stop seeking approval. Catch yourself when you're fishing for compliments or oversharing. Ask yourself, why do I need their validation? Adopt the reverse frame. Approach interactions with the mindset, let's see if they meet my standards. You don't attract by convincing. You attract by being. Build your inner world so rich and compelling that others are drawn to you. As James Clear said, every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. The moment you stop proving and start living, you'll see that true attraction isn't earned, it's inspired. Number 3, what attractive mindset do you offer? Attract women like crazy. Imagine this. You walk into a room full of strangers. Instead of asking yourself, What can I gain here? You flip the script. You ask, what can I give to make this moment better for everyone? That subtle shift in perspective is the secret to building connections that feel genuine, magnetic, and irresistible. 1. The foundation of true attraction. The most attractive people are those who feel secure in themselves. They don't need attention or validation. They radiate confidence because they're already content with who they are. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." This principle applies to attraction. Instead of trying to appear valuable, be valuable. So how do you give value in your interactions? What value really looks like? Value isn't about money, status, or flashy gestures. It's about emotional generosity. Think of the last time someone made you feel seen, heard, or appreciated. Didn't it leave an impression? Here are some practical examples of how to offer value. Genuine compliments. Instead of generic flattery like, "You're pretty," try something specific and authentic. Your energy lights up this room. It's contagious. A study from the University of Kansas shows that specific, personalized compliments build trust faster. Create positive moments. Suggest something playful, like a quick game of darts at a bar or a spontaneous group sing-along. People remember how you made them feel more than what you said. Practice active listening. Repeat their name, ask meaningful questions, and let the other person feel heard. "I loved what you said about X. What inspired you to think that way?" 2. Giving without strings attached. Here's the catch. Offering value isn't about expecting something in return. If you give with the hope of receiving, people will sense the underlying agenda, and it'll push them away. It's not about manipulation. It's about authentic contribution. Picture this scenario. You buy someone a drink at a bar. If your gesture screams, "Now you owe me your time," it feels transactional. But if your attitude is more like, "I'm buying this drink because I want you to enjoy yourself," no strings attached, the vibe is entirely different. The difference is in your intent. Women, in particular, are highly attuned to these dynamics. If your kindness feels conditional, they'll recognize it instantly. But when it's pure and genuine, it sets you apart. 3. Put it to the test. Here's a challenge. Next time you're out, focus solely on adding value to the moment. Compliment people sincerely. Introduce someone shy into the conversation. Crack a joke that lifts the mood. For example, if you're in a group, you might say, "Hey, what's the weirdest thing you've ever ordered at a restaurant?" Fun, light-hearted questions spark laughter and bring people closer together. You might be surprised to see how people naturally gravitate toward you. Why? Because you've made the space better just by being there. Why this works. The principle of reciprocity is deeply embedded in human psychology. Studies from Harvard show that people are naturally inclined to mirror generosity and kindness. When you give positive energy, others instinctively want to return it. The key to being truly magnetic is simple. Focus on giving instead of getting. When you show up as someone who enriches the moment, without any hidden motives, you become the kind of person people want to be around. As Maya Angelou said, "People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." So ask yourself, what value can I give today? 4. Every interaction is an investment in yourself. You conquer the world. Imagine this. You walk into a room, and instead of focusing on whether a particular woman finds you attractive, your attention shifts inward. You ask yourself, am I becoming the best version of myself with every interaction? This subtle but powerful mindset shift changes the entire game. When you approach women, or anyone for that matter, you're not just making a connection, you're building a foundation for your own growth. With every conversation, you're sharpening your social skills, expanding your comfort zone, and adding to your personal confidence. Think of it like depositing into an account that appreciates over time. The compound interest, your value as a man, both to yourself and others, skyrockets. 1. The power of process. Over results. Instead of stressing over whether you said the perfect thing or if someone likes you, focus on questions like, did I approach with confidence and authenticity? Was I consistent in showing up as my best self? Did I create an enjoyable, engaging atmosphere? This mindset isn't about quick wins or shallow validation. It's about long-term growth. By embodying this principle, you redirect your energy toward what you can control, your actions, reactions, and attitude. 2. How to build the magnetic mindset. Embrace discomfort as growth. Every moment of awkwardness is a step closer to mastery. Studies in psychology show that repeated exposure to uncomfortable situations reduces fear over time. For example, the more you practice approaching new people, the less anxiety you'll feel. Celebrate progress, not perfection. Did you show up today? Did you learn something new from a conversation? Great. Celebrate those small wins. Confidence isn't built overnight. It's earned through consistency. Shift the focus to fun. People are naturally drawn to those who radiate joy and presence. When you're having fun, it's infectious. Ask yourself, am I enjoying this interaction? If you are, chances are the other person is too. Here's the secret. When you stop obsessing over outcomes and start living with intention, attraction becomes effortless. Women, and people in general, are drawn to individuals who are comfortable in their own skin. They sense the value you bring because you're not seeking external validation. You're exuding internal confidence. A quick example. Let's say you're at a social gathering. Instead of scanning the room for potential romantic interests, you focus on engaging with anyone nearby. You smile, ask thoughtful questions, and genuinely listen. Maybe you share a funny story or compliment someone's style. Without even trying, you've created a warm and inviting presence. By the end of the night, someone might approach you, not because you were trying to impress them, but because your authenticity stood out in a sea of superficial interactions. When you prioritize self-investment and focus on how you can add value to every interaction, you naturally cultivate this effect. As Albert Einstein wisely said, try not to become a man of success, but rather a man of value. Success, including in relationships, will follow. So, the next time you're out there, remember, every interaction is an opportunity, not just to connect with others, but to grow into the person you're meant to be. And that's the kind of man who doesn't just attract women, he inspires them. Number 5, don't let the bondage in your mind, you will shine with your truth. Imagine this, you're at a buzzing bar, the air electric with energy, and you strike up a conversation with an intriguing woman. Names are exchanged, maybe a casual comment about the music or the vibe of the place, and then silence. That awkward pause. You search desperately for something to say, but every thought screams, not interesting enough. She won't care. What if I mess up? Sound familiar? Here's the truth. It's not that you have nothing to say, you do. Your mind is brimming with ideas, quirky observations, and raw honesty. But most people hit a wall because they filter themselves. They're so afraid of being judged, they silence their voice before it ever has the chance to speak. Let me ask you this. What if you stopped filtering? What if you simply spoke your mind, unedited, trusting that your thoughts, yes, even the weird ones, were enough? Sure, at first, you might blurt out something ridiculous like, I once ate ice cream for breakfast every day for a week. But guess what? That's okay. Confidence isn't about saying the perfect thing, it's about owning whatever you say. As Dr. Brené Brown famously says, vulnerability is the birthplace of connection, When you allow yourself to be raw and unpolished, you radiate authenticity, and that invites others to do the same. How to make it happen? I dare you to come out of your shell. Approach someone with no other goal than to say what's on your mind. No rehearsals, no second guessing, just let it flow. Picture this scenario. You notice her drink. That drink looks fancy. Is it as good as it looks? Or is it one of those Instagram-only specials? Do you see what just happened? You didn't overthink it. You made a simple observation, sprinkled with humor. If she doesn't laugh, who cares? You'll survive. But if she does, you've just opened a door to real connection. Take Hugh Jackman, for instance. In an interview, he shared how he won his wife's heart, not by putting on a polished act, but by embracing his quirks and letting his personality shine. He didn't strive for perfection. He leaned into his imperfections. The result? A love story that's lasted decades. So here's the deal. Stop worrying about being flawless. Start embracing the messy, the awkward, the you. Speak your truth. Own your voice. The right people, the ones who are meant to be in your orbit, will gravitate toward the real you. Number 6, you don't need anyone. The magnetic mindset that attracts women instantly. Let me ask you something. What do you truly need? Water, shelter, food? Sure, those are the basics, essentials to survival. But beyond that, the list of things you actually need to survive is astonishingly short. Now here's the kicker. Most people confuse wants with needs, especially when it comes to relationships. You might want a woman in your life, someone beautiful, smart, funny, but you don't need her. This distinction is where true confidence begins. Think about it. What happens when you believe you need someone? You start to cling, overthink, and compromise who you are. On the other hand, when you're secure in the knowledge that you don't need anyone, you radiate confidence. This isn't arrogance, it's freedom. And freedom is magnetic. 1. The art of not needing. Imagine this scenario. You meet an amazing woman. She's stunning, charismatic, and you're drawn to her energy. Most men would start bending over backward to win her approval, but here's what sets you apart. You stay grounded. You know your worth, and you're not afraid to walk away if the dynamic doesn't align with who you are. This ability to walk away is what I call the power of detachment. It's not about being cold or uncaring. It's about understanding that your happiness doesn't hinge on someone else's validation. This is rooted in a concept called scarcity bias. We value things that are rare and difficult to obtain. When you show that you're not desperate for anyone's attention, you instantly become more desirable. 2. Shifting your mindset. So, how do you develop this mindset? It starts with a shift in perspective. Ask yourself, what do I bring to the table? Instead of focusing on how you measure up to someone else, recognize your own strengths and unique qualities. Am I chasing or choosing? Chasing implies desperation, while choosing reflects confidence and intentionality. For example, instead of saying, I hope she likes me, switch to, do I enjoy spending time with her? Does she align with my values? This shift transforms how you interact with women and with people in general. 3. Why confidence is irresistible. Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken, said Oscar Wilde. True confidence comes from authenticity. It's not about pretending to be someone you're not. It's about being unapologetically you. When you can say, I'm enough, without hesitation, you'll find that people, women included, gravitate toward you. Confidence isn't about never feeling fear or doubt. It's about not letting those emotions control you. 4. Take action today. So where do you start? Here are 3 actionable steps. Practice self-reliance. Take pride in meeting your own needs. Cook your own meals, solve your own problems, and pursue your own goals. Build your passions. Women are naturally drawn to men with a sense of purpose. Whether it's art, fitness, or entrepreneurship, find what excites you and commit to it. Master detachment. The next time you feel a strong pull towards someone, pause. Remind yourself that wanting someone is fine, but needing them is not. Here's a challenge. For the next week, focus solely on yourself. Don't seek validation. Instead, work on becoming the best version of yourself. Watch how people start noticing you without you even trying. At the core of this mindset is the realization that you are complete as you are. Your strength, your confidence, your magnetism, it's all within you. So, what's stopping you from stepping into your power today? Number 7. What is your standard? Is she worth your time? When it comes to attraction, the real question isn't about how to impress her, but rather, is she worth impressing in the first place? Shifting your mindset like this doesn't just give you confidence, it changes the entire dynamic of how you approach relationships. 1. Life's short, so is time. Think about it. Your time is finite. Why spend it chasing people who may not even align with your values, goals, or vision? Legendary investor Warren Buffett said it best. The difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything. This applies not only to business, but to relationships too. Flipping the script. A new perspective. Most dating advice revolves around winning her over, buying her dinner, showering her with compliments, and making her feel like the center of the universe. But what if you reverse that? What if instead of proving your worth, you invited her to prove hers? Here's the kicker. By doing so, you're not being arrogant. You're being intentional. Ask yourself, does she challenge you intellectually? Does she inspire you to be better? Is her presence adding value to your life, or is she just filling a void? These aren't selfish questions. They're essential. Imagine if job interviews were only about the candidate impressing the employer, but never the employer showing why their company is worth working for. Relationships should be a two-way street too. 3. Why women respect high standards. Women don't want someone who's too easy to win over. Why? Because effort signals value. By being selective, you subtly communicate, I am someone of worth, and I seek someone equally valuable. The power of boundaries. This isn't about playing games, it's about establishing standards. If she doesn't meet them, you walk away, with dignity. This is the essence of Stoicism, focusing on what you can control and letting go of what doesn't serve you. 5. Setting the frame. The next time you meet someone new, adopt this frame. You're not auditioning for her, she's auditioning for you. For example, instead of immediately offering to pay for dinner or buying gifts, shift the interaction. Ask her meaningful questions that reveal her character. Invite her into your world, but only if she's earned the right to be there. Watch how she responds when you say no or when you assert your boundaries. 6. What's in it for her? At first glance, this might seem selfish, but it's the opposite. When you hold yourself to high standards, you inspire her to rise to hers. Women want to feel like they're winning over someone extraordinary. It's part of the human condition, to desire what feels just out of reach. A quick example. Imagine this. You're on a date, and instead of telling her everything great about you, you say, I'm curious. What's something you're passionate about that most people wouldn't guess? Her answer reveals more than her interests. It shows her depth and perspective. If she responds thoughtfully, great. If she dismisses it or brushes it off, that's your signal. 7. Closing. Thought the ultimate takeaway? Know your worth and don't compromise it. When you do, you'll find yourself surrounded by people who truly deserve your time and who value you in return. As the great Tony Robbins says, in life, you get what you tolerate. So set your standards high and let the right people rise to meet them. As we wrap up this journey into the mindsets that attract women, remember this: true attraction is built on confidence, authenticity, and respect. It's not about flashy words or insincere gestures. It's about embracing who you are and letting that shine through. Developing a mindset to attract women means focusing on self-growth, kindness, and emotional intelligence. These qualities create not just fleeting connections, but meaningful bonds that stand the test of time. If you found this content helpful or inspiring, show your support by hitting the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the Stoic Goddess for more empowering insights. Share your thoughts or experiences in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. And remember to hit the notification bell so you never miss another amazing video. Thank you for watching, and we can't wait to see you in the next one.